Five Out Basketball, 5 segments, 5 takes. This is the podcast for NBA conversations. This is 5 Out Basketball, and it starts in 3, 2, 1.
We're going to move on. So the NBA season is back in action right now. But before it started, I wrote down the 1 through 8 seeds in each side of the conference. And me and Everton are going to predict if the season ended today, who's advancing, who's winning the finals. And just to make it clear, no play-in was involved in this. We just did 1 through 8. So if you're mad the Lakers or the Warriors or the Bulls aren't here, shut up. I don't care. Be a top 8 seed. Have some self-respect for yourself.
Come on, bro.
I'm excited. We're going to talk about how many games it would be for each series, too. It's going to be a little bit of a longer segment, but I'm excited. And we're going off vibes. Who cares about analysis? We don't care about numbers. Just pure vibes.
Pure vibes. Let's do it.
So, Everton, you want to go East or West?
Let's go East. I think that'd be fun. Let's go East.
All right. East is fun. The first matchup's not. We're going to do the first seeded Celtics versus the 8th seeded Magic.
Yeah. Let's just go Celtics in 5.
Wow, you are nicer than I am. I said Celtics in 3.5. The fourth game could be a forfeit because
let me tell you why I picked the Magic to get at least one. One, if you know anything about the Magic, they always find a way to win one of those games.
yeah.
I think 2019 against the Raptors. Don't ask me why I know these things. Just let me cook. 2019 against the Raptors, game 1, the Magic won. Then they lost every other game, but they won one game. No matter what, they always win one game. And I think also it's the Celtics. They always tend to do this thing where they play with their food.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're going to have that one game where they're like, that's the Magic. And then the Magic, Paulo just goes in there cooking. They win a game. So I'm going to say 5.
Much nicer than I am, but we both have the Celtics. And now we're going to move to a more intense matchup, presuming Embiid is fully at 100%, because we will have the Knicks versus the 76ers. And I had Knicks in 6, which is unfortunate for Embiid's legacy. But the Knicks are arguably one of the best 4th seeds I think I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah.
They are so good.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that Knicks team is so rounded, bro. Defense, offense, they have a star, they have bigs. And Embiid would probably be coming fresh off an injury. I'm not gonna lie, I got New York in probably 6 too, because
that's exactly
I feel
what
like
I wrote.
Embiid can go in and do his thing. Maybe will do his thing because Embiid's track record
I
is a
hope he
little
doesn't do his
sus.
thing in the playoffs.
But yeah, I'll go Knicks. I'm gonna go Knicks in 6. I think the Knicks just have such a good team. This is honestly low-key contender, but I won't go there. We'll leave that alone. But the Knicks are really well-rounded for a 4th seed.
Yeah, it's just really unfortunate for Embiid when you gotta go against Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein. It's just a terrible matchup for them. And then they're a player, Tyrese Maxey's gonna be defended by OG Anunoby. It's like Tobias Harris save us. It's like, come on, let's be real. So Knicks and
Kyle
6.
Lowry.
Yeah. Yeah, Kyle Lowry, can your dump truck save us?
I knew you were gonna say.
I had to. But now to arguably I think one of the funnest first round series, and that's gonna be the Bucks and the Pacers. And I hate to do this to the Bucks 2 years in a row, but the Pacers have owned them in this regular season. Doc Rivers has made the team worse. I have Pacers, but I'm gonna be low respectful. I have Pacers in 7.
So I don't think the Bucks will get swept like they did in the season, but I'm gonna go with honestly, I feel like if the Pacers want to win this series, it can't go to 7. I think the only reason why I say that is I just trust Giannis more in a game 7 than I do anybody on the Pacers. No, not obviously it's obvious. It's Giannis.
Yeah.
But I feel like he'd deliver, and Dame. Well, hey, look, Dame has looked a little shaky at times this year, but I feel like in a pivotal game like that, I trust Dame. And if it goes 7, I got Milwaukee. And I could be biased because Milwaukee's one of my favorite teams, but I don't know. Like I said, I've seen this before where a team gets swept and then in the actual playoffs, they sweep the other team right back. The only thing that's kind of throwing me off is Doc Rivers being the head coach. If it wasn't for Doc Rivers, I would clear cut go Bucks. But because Doc Rivers is there, I don't know. That's tough.
Yeah. It's just the thing for me personally is we have seen that before. It's just the Pacers are a stylistic nightmare for the Bucks. Who like the Bucks, they can still get a bucket, but they can't
Mhm.
defend for the life of them. And the Pacers, they may not always get 140 a night, but they're still gonna get buckets. Like the shots are still gonna end up falling.
Yeah.
And it's just I just think it's like the Bucks are a talented team to make out the first round. I hate to disrespect them like this. It's just this is the worst matchup they could get for a 16 in round one.
Yeah. Honestly, I think, ooh, this is tough. I'll go Indiana because you can't outscore them. Like the Bucks just can't outscore them. And if you can't defend them, it's your only goal at that point is, all right, can we put up more points than they are? No, you can't. So I'm gonna go Indiana as well. If it goes 7, Milwaukee, but if it's 6, Indiana.
All right, so me and Everton are 3 for 3 so far. I know I have one we're gonna disagree on in the future. I don't think we're there yet. I think we're gonna
Mm,
be the same vibes for the East because now we're going to Cleveland versus Miami. And me personally, I think this should be Cleveland in 4, but just Jimmy Butler's one of the best playoff rises we're ever going to see in the sport of basketball. So I think he can manage to get a game or two. It's just Cleveland, they've looked spectacular. They're much better than they are last season. Jarrett Allen's taking a big jump. Donovan Mitchell's taking that jump. Darius Garland and Evan Mobley are still great players. Max Strus is that perfect filler they were missing last season. And these random guys off their bench are hooping. Like Sam Morrell, who are you? And why are
I
you
know.
like so good of a shooter? You were the last pick. So it's just like I think everything's gone right for Cleveland right now, and it's hard for me to find a way for Miami to win the series. I still think they're gonna win some games just because Jimmy Butler just does that. It's just his specialty. I just think it's hard to get 4 against this good of a Cleveland team.
I'm not gonna lie, I might go Miami. Now the only reason,
No.
look, the thing is, right? Cleveland, while they've been good this year, they haven't shown me enough to feel like, yeah, they can get it done in the playoffs. Like, obviously, you got Donovan Mitchell, but this is the same roster that were the favorites against the Knicks and lost in 5 to the Knicks with Julius Randle looking, bro. Julius Randle was so bad. Let's be honest, right? He was bad and they lost like that. And with Miami, I can't comfortably bet against Miami. Like I just can't comfortably bet against them. Jimmy, like you said, has shown me to playoff riser. You just can't argue that. Like I don't care what he doesn't do. Could average 6 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. I'm still gonna think he's gonna do something in the playoffs. Like he's a playoff riser to the highest degree. I think Bam is taking a jump this year, which is always a positive. If you're Miami, you need Bam. And I think if Tyler Hero can be healthy, they could beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then looking at Terry Rozier now, obviously it looked a little shaky, but I think they have time to grow. I just think this team, I just can't bet against Miami, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I can't do it. So I'm gonna go Miami because the Cavs aren't that much better for me to be like, I'm gonna bet on them. But Miami's just, yeah, I'm gonna go Miami in 6.
So my only disagreement with that was, well, duh, I picked the Cavs, but I just
Yeah,
don't think this is the same Cavs team we saw last year. Yeah, is it a lot of the same star players? Absolutely. But last year, they're still trying to figure out how to make Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen work with each other. Darius Garland didn't take that jump. Donovan Mitchell didn't take that jump. And they had no bench. Their bench was useless. Now they don't have like a star-studded bench. Well, those guys have proven to get him a bucket when the team's on a slow start.
true.
Jarrett Allen is not afraid to, get some shots up and just pass everything off to Evan Mobley. Donovan Mitchell's arguably a first team All NBA player. Yeah,
Mm.
they have same players, but I just don't think this is the same Cleveland team from last year. So I don't think they get embarrassed like in that fashion again.
You don't
But
think Jared Allen going to say the lights are too bright?
no, the lights are gonna be too dim. Yeah.
Uh,
So I have faith in Cleveland. I'm riding them out in 6.
I'm not mad at it. Trust me, I'm not mad at it.
I'm gonna piss you off later, though. I'm excited.
Oh shit. Okay, here we go. So wait,
Not yet,
how
yeah.
does
What's
this
up?
work? Like, are we gonna just roll with Cleveland?
Yeah, no, we're gonna roll my. We're still. You're gonna roll Miami. I'm gonna roll Cleveland. Like we're still doing our
Okay,
own things. We're just talking about it at the same time.
gotcha.
So now we're gonna go to the West. Timberwolves versus Kings. I'll let you go first here, Everton.
Ooh, high-powered offense against the best defense.
Yeah, but what have you said 3 podcasts in a row? I feel like now when it comes to the playoffs.
Oh, about the
It's the
Timberwolves?
yeah, no, it's just about playoffs. Like the
Oh, the game
game
slows
slows
down.
down. Yeah.
Yeah, the game slows down, and that's why I'm gonna go Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Timberwolves and the Kings could probably push them to 6, honestly, but I'd go Timberwolves. That defense, like, game slows down. One, who on the Kings is guarding Anthony Edwards? Hmm? Who on the Kings is really guarding Cat? Right? So
Yeah.
like
Oh,
those two and Anthony Edwards in his like first few playoffs as an NBA player, last year's playoffs against the Nuggets, whoa, he
yeah.
was hooping. So I think Ant would dominate in that series because the Kings just can't guard him. Cat, same thing. Even though Cat's playoff numbers are a little suspect, but
Mm,
the Kings are a good matchup for him, at least, like not having a great defensive team. And then with the Timberwolves, slow pace, not slow pace, but defensive oriented team, those teams tend to dominate in the playoffs.
mm.
So I gotta go Timberwolves, and I could honestly see it 5, but I'll roll with 6.
Yeah, I went 5 as well, but I was really debating a sweep. I just don't think the Timberwolves offense is good enough to do a sweep. I think they're gonna
Mhm.
have an atrocious one night, and that's where the Kings can
Yeah.
capitalize. So I had
Mhm.
Timberwolves in 5 myself.
Yeah.
And now to a series I think I would be most excited for in the first round of the playoffs. And
Mm.
that's gonna be the Denver Nuggets versus the Phoenix Suns.
Mm.
This like the Nuggets, they're the favorite, but this is a terrible round one matchup. Just the star power of the Phoenix Suns is no joke with
Mm.
Durant, Beal, and Booker all playing out of their mind at the moment. And even the role players are nice. Grayson Allen's been a big plus this season, as much as that pains me to say. F Grayson Allen. I don't forget he's a Bulls fan. And Nurkic is another solid center. Like they have a great starting five. They got something going on the bench. It's not great, but it's something. So just with pure star power, this is an electric matchup in Everton. Who are you taking?
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, no, prepare yourself for this one.
I'm taking Denver.
Mhm.
I'm not betting against Denver. Not for the same reasons as Miami, but I mean, this is literally the reigning champs, and they have the same roster pretty much. But I think in terms of Phoenix, who's stopping Jokic? Now, I think Nurkic would do better than DeAndre Ayton did, but I mean, anybody could have done better than DeAndre Ayton did last year. But Jokic, he's proven in the playoffs he takes it to a different level. So I don't think you really stop Jokic. I think Nurkic could do the best he can, but it's Jokic at the end of the day. And the Suns defense isn't that great. So I know the Nuggets team could put up points when MPJ, when you got Michael Porter Jr., Porter Jr., you're gonna get some shots. Jamal Murray, again, another playoff riser. And I think Aaron Gordon's a phenomenal piece to have. Christian Brown, DeAndre Jordan's so solid. Reggie Jackson, like this is a good Nuggets team. I think the Suns, they're gonna run into the kind of the same issues they had last year against the Nuggets, where Book and KD's hooping. Now, granted, Bradley Beal could also hoop, so he definitely adds something to this team, but I don't think it's enough to outweigh what the Nuggets have moving in that series. So I'm gonna go Nuggets. I do think the Suns could still probably take 2 games off the Nuggets like they did last year, but I'm a confident Nuggets in 6.
Well, I am a confident Nuggets in 7. I think this
Mm.
is just you are trying to hype up the Nuggets bench who've had some moments, but respectfully, I'm not taking Reggie Jackson, DeAndre Jordan serious in the playoffs. It's just not. So I think it's a starting five matchup, and I think the Nuggets have the better starting five. But that
Yeah,
star power of the Suns is no joke, and I think they're gonna push Denver a little more. But I'm still, of course, taking Denver. You can't bet against Denver. So
can't.
I have the Nuggets in 7.
Hey, I'm
And
6 or 7, same thing, pretty much.
so this is where we go down to the 3 versus the 6, and this is going to be my second sweep of the day as the Clippers are taking on the Pelicans. And I
Mm.
just don't think the Pelicans have anything to offer for the Clippers. I know the Clippers have some known playoff chokers on their team, but they've been too good this season. They've been too good.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not gonna lie, I might have to roll with that sweep too, because the Pelicans, you know what? The Pelicans are good enough to steal a game off them. Like they just have that random Zion Ingram go crazy game, but I don't see them winning the series in general. So I'm gonna go 5. I'll give respect to Zion Ingram. I feel like they could have that one game, and even maybe even McCollum too, have that one game. But for the most part, I think the Clippers dominate the Pelicans like all around. You got 4 Hall of Famers who you could see they are hungry, bro. They want this championship. Like they want it bad. So I'm gonna go Clippers. And that team is deep too. Like this, it's just
Mm.
a good Clippers team. Like, no, I'm going Clippers.
Yeah, and I think that's just the worst nightmare for Brandon Ingram is trying to get past Kawhi and then like Paul George. Like there's just some incredible defenders on the perimeter
Yeah.
there. It's just I think he's to be useless and like it's sad to say this, but like, do we really trust Zion to lead a team in the playoffs? And that's just not a sentence I can say confidently.
Not yet. I don't know yet. We haven't really seen it. So I can't
Mhm.
even say yet yes or no. So I guess only time will tell.
So then this will bring us to our final matchup where the Oklahoma City Thunder will be hosting the Dallas Mavericks. Everton, as a proud Thunder enthusiast yourself, what's happening here?
Honestly, I would be worried about this one because Dallas, look, it's Luka. That's why I'm worried. It's because they have this one dude named Luka Doncic. He worries me. But oh, I think we could. I think OKC could get it done, but I feel like it would take 6 or 7 games to get it done. Like Luka could probably go into that series and put up 35, 10, and 10, and then Kyrie could probably even follow suit, getting about 25. And like they did a great job at the trade deadline, picking up PJ and Daniel Gafford. But I just think our players, one, I don't want to bring up stats too much, but we have a top five offense and defense. And when the game slows down, we can keep up because one, our star player, he plays slow. So he can play at a slower pace. He doesn't have to run and gun. And I think it'll be a great test for Shea to see how he can perform as the number one guy on a, let's say, contender, right? They're a top three seed, so I'll say the contender. Um, so yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with OKC in 7.
Yeah, this is where I was saying I might piss Everton off.
I figured.
I I have nothing against the Thunder, and I feel so bad. This is their round one matchup as of now. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is an incredible defender, but Luka Doncic is a different breed. He's a different animal who's paired with us, maybe argue one of the most underrated players in the NBA at the moment. Kyrie Irving does not get the love he was once getting. Kyrie Irving's great. They got some freak athletes at the trade deadline who are gonna give Luka those alley oops. I just think this is a Mavericks team that's just moving different right now. I think they're much better than a 7 seed. And the Thunder, like they're a great team, but the one thing we don't talk about is they don't have playoff experience yet. They just don't have it. Unfortunately, Shea has it, but the rest of the team does not.
Barely.
Yeah, I think this is just the Mavericks. This is gonna be Luca's big moment, and so I
Mhm.
have the Mavericks in 7. The series going to 7, no matter what. I feel like unless a tragic injury happens, I don't think it's gonna be a 5 or 6 game series. This game will go
Mhm.
down to game 7.
So I'm not mad at that. Like I said, I would be extremely worried playing the Mavericks. I would honestly keep winning some games, Mavs. Go ahead and do your thing. Keep racking up those wins. Move on up so we can
Yeah.
play somebody else. But
Yeah, I hope
I'm
it's
not
the
mad at that
Pelicans
at
for you
all,
guys.
bro. See, the Pelicans, I'm cool with that. I feel like we could
Yeah,
actually beat the Pelicans. I'm more confident in that one, just not the Mavericks. I'm cool off the Mavericks, bro. Nah.
I agree.
But
I'm
I'm
sorry to
gonna
have
throw
done
my
that to you,
Thunder
Everton.
bias. You said
Yeah,
what?
I'm sorry to have done that to you.
No, I ain't mad at it. I probably only pick my team because it's my team. So
Yeah.
let's just be honest. I'm biased about it.
Yeah, and they do happen to be the 2 seed, you know.
Yeah, exactly. We're not like a bad team. Like we're
Yeah.
genuinely a good team. So we just don't have a lot of experience. But yeah, I'll roll with my
Yeah.
team.
So now we're gonna go back to the East, where this is a matchup I'm dying to see. I hope I get this on my television so bad, and that's gonna be the Boston Celtics and the New York Knicks. Argue this is. I feel like this is the two best teams in the East. I can't believe we're gonna get this as a potential round one matchup. And I've
Oh
said
wait,
this.
let me stop you right there.
Okay, let's hear it.
Wait. Hold on. Let me stop you.
Okay.
Is everything okay? Is yours
Yeah,
glitching?
I saw a connection unstable thing, but my thing was working. You good?
Okay, because like every time you talk, like it like keeps we're like delayed right now. Wait, hold on.
Really? I'm not having that issue. You're moving fine with me.
Okay, now we're connected. What's going on though? What am I connected to?
You on the right Wi-Fi?
I am on the right Wi-Fi. I turned off my Wi-Fi on my iPad and my phone.
Smart. That should probably
Um,
be it.
okay. I think it's fine now. But everything sounded okay for you and all that?
Yeah, I didn't have an issue. Like I saw a connection
Okay.
unstable thing appear on my screen, but nothing was actually like happening for me.
Okay. Maybe hold on. Let me just turn this off.
Okay,
I only had it on because I was charging my.
got you.
Yeah, let's do
See,
that.
now you're frozen.
Okay, hold on. Now I'm frozen.
You're good now, but you froze for like 4 seconds. Like I heard your voice, but you were still. Still,
Damn.
still. Great sentence.
Okay, how are we looking now? Ooh, turn this off.
Things are looking good.
That was weird. Okay, I think we're good now.
Okay. I'm gonna pause for 5 seconds just so it's easier for me to
Yeah.
edit. I can know where the break was, and then we'll go back in.
Okay, I think. Okay, say something.
Something, 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 something.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Are we good?
I think we're good now. All right. All right.
Okay.
I think we're good now. I don't know
Uh,
why that was weird. Okay. Go ahead and continue.
uh, So now we are going to head into the East, and this would argue be my favorite matchup as the Boston Celtics will be going against the New York Knicks. I personally believe these are the two best teams in the East, and I'm gonna stand on business because I've said this maybe one or two podcasts in a row, and I can't back on it now. I'm taking the New York Knicks in 7. I think the Celtics have more
Oh,
stars, but I think the Knicks are deeper and they're playing at a different level right now. I think they have great defenders to pair against the Celtics. And I said it multiple weeks in a row. I'm not backing on it now. The Knicks have given me no reason to back up on it. They're the deepest team. I know in the playoffs the rotation tends to shorten and you give your star players more minutes. But the Knicks, they're not gonna have a tired issue because they have so many guys. I know Tom Thibodeau loves his 42 minutes. OG Anunoby's the only guy's getting
mm-hmm.
43 minutes, and he's just gonna be on Tatum the whole time. And if you can shun Tatum out, am I really relying on Jaylen Brown to win me a playoff series? I'm not. I saw the dunk contest and now I'm a hater.
That left hand.
Yeah, so I'm riding New York Knicks in 7. It's gonna be the best series, no doubt in my mind. I'm excited, but give me Knicks in 7.
Ooh, I'm not mad at the take, and I respect you standing on business. I'm going Boston because I think they're just the best team. Like they're just legit the best team. I like the Knicks prepared themselves for a series like this having OG. Like you can literally just say OG Tatum, and he can just kind of, do his thing. And we know Tatum tends to struggle sometimes when those situations come about. But the Celtics have put themselves in a position where, all right, Tatum's not going to be much of a factor. We got Porzingis. Jaylen Brown has had his moments. I know his dunk contest really like, ugh, but he's had his moments as a player in the league at least. And Drew Holiday is not the biggest playoff performer, but he's again another steady guy. And Derek White's had some solid series as well. So I think the Celtics being, what is it, number 2 defense and like
Mm.
number 3 offense, like again, I hate to bring up stats, but dude, that team is so well rounded. So I'm gonna go Boston in 7.
I think this might be like an early 2000s matchup where the scores just end up in the 80s because you're gonna have Dante DiVincenzo or Josh Hart on
Mm,
Jaylen Brown. You're gonna have
literally.
Julius Randle on Porzingis, but then you're gonna have like Derek White on Jalen Brunson, and it's just like, dude, this might be like a score in the 80s. This might be like some trench wear like dogfight, and
Dog
I'm
fight, bro.
excited for it. I love those matchups. I love a good old dogfight, but
Mm.
when it comes to a dogfight, that's the Tom Thibodeau specialty. He loves those wars, and I cannot bet against that as a Bulls fan. I know Tom Thibodeau. Can you save us? Can you hear me, Tom Thibodeau?
Twice in the same pod is crazy.
If you guys
Oh
haven't seen that
man.
video, do some research. I
Nah.
haven't saved my camera roll, and I use it in a lot of instances.
Hey, it's a hilarious video, so I'm not mad at it. But I'm gonna stick with Boston because they just have the personnel to like go against the Knicks. But this would probably be the best series of the playoffs. So
No question.
yeah.
And then, so this is going to be a different matchup for us because I have the Pacers Cavs, but you have the Pacers Heat, two upsets. I'll go first. I'm going to let you enjoy your water. I have, I'm going to piss off some people here because I know there's some Indiana Pacers enjoyers. I have Cavs in 4. I think this is a sweep. I think
Ooh.
Cleveland is very strong defensively. This is So the Pacers got their dream matchup in round one. Now they get their opposite in round two, where they go against an incredible defensive team, which can be harder to run that running gun. And I said this last episode where I think Donovan Mitchell's a genuine star in the league. And I think this is going to be his breaking moment because Indiana, they don't play defense. Donovan Mitchell might average 40 the series himself. I think he's gonna run a field day on this, and it's just terrible. I mean, Indiana, you got your win of the season getting past round one of the playoffs. Like you cemented yourself as a team to look out for in the future. But this Cleveland team, they've just looked so incredible. Even when their stars got injured, they just kept hooping. And I'm gonna ride the Cleveland wave. I love them. I have Cleveland in my conference finals.
So obviously, I have Miami in the second round, and for the same reasons you pick Cleveland, is the same reason I'm picking Miami in five. I feel like I'm so generous. I don't do sweeps, but I don't know. NBA is so talented now that you can lose on any given night. So I just
Absolutely.
feel like any team can at least snag one win. So, and I think the Pacers with the offense they have, look, the reason why I'm picking the Heat is because one, they're gonna slow the game down like crazy, and Indiana might struggle with that. And obviously defensively they're great. And who on the Pacers is guarding Jimmy Butler? Nobody. So,
Nobody.
and even Tay Rozier and Tyler Hero, like those
And
guys can
Bam.
and Bam. Miles Turner might be able
Yeah.
to block some shots off of him, but it's still Bam and even Siakam too. But
Yeah.
whatever. The Heat, look, slow that game down is going to become a grind. Let me pick my words here. It's going to be a trench out, like because I was going to say grind out, but
Hey,
trench
yo.
out.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a bit of a trench out, and I think the Heat will win a trench out between the Pacers. So
absolutely.
I think it'll be a fun series, just seeing Tyrese have to go up against a team like the Heat. But I'm going Heat, bro. I think for the same reasons that you pointed out. So
So then we will transition to the West as me and Everton have completely different Eastern Conference finals. That's exciting. That's fun when
very
we don't
exciting.
always agree and we don't just be like,
It
yep, I
is.
agree.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun to
It's
disagree.
yeah, it's fun to have a little bit of a blend, but we do have a same matchup here as we have the Timberwolves going against the Denver Nuggets. Gonna be a fantastic matchup, a rematch of last year. Everton, what are we feeling?
I'm going Nuggets because the Nuggets aren't run and gun crazy, and I feel like they beat them last year. While this Timberwolves team has improved from last year, I can see them losing to this reigning champ Nuggets. And if the Nuggets weren't coasting, they'd probably be the number one seed if we're being honest, if they really wanted to. Um, but I think the Timberwolves, even if they slow the game down, Jamal Murray and Jokic can still perform well in a slower game. We've seen them do it. Jokic plays the game slow. So, um, and then who's stopping Jokic? I know Rudy Gobert is a deep boy candidate, but he literally does not stop Jokic. I mean, nobody does, so I guess that's unfair to do that to him, but not gonna stop Jokic. Cat not stopping Jokic. Nobody's stopping Jokic. And I think on the other side with Jamal, we've seen him play good against, teams that are supposed to be top defensively, but do they have the perimeter defense to combat Jamal Murray? And one thing I'll bring up though, I don't think they had Jaden McDaniels in the playoffs last year against the Nuggets, and the Timberwolves actually did not they didn't do terrible against the Nuggets. Like I know they lost in five, but they didn't do terrible. So I think this could be a close one, but I'm gonna give the edge to the reigning champ Denver Nuggets in 6 or 7.
Yeah, I have a repeat of last year. I have the Nuggets winning in 5 games. I
Ooh,
just Do you think you'd have the dream scenario having the DPOY against Jokic, but Jokic is just different. And Jaden McDaniels, I think it's crucial. Like he's gonna make the Timberwolves better, but is he gonna be on Michael Porter Jr.? Is he gonna be on Aaron Gordon? Is he gonna be on Jamal Murray? I think there's just a lot of spacing with guys that can still drive to the basket. So the Timberwolves defense, it's the best in the league, but it's still got to be all over the place. I just think there's a lot to have to defend. And now this, I'm gonna piss some people off. I'm just gonna keep it real.
okay.
Is Anthony Edwards taking the jump to beat a team like the Nuggets in 7? I know we want him to be the face of the league, but I haven't seen it yet, and I just can't bet against this Nuggets team that I know is going to hoop in the playoffs. Like I know the regular season hasn't been the strongest in the world, but I just
Mhm.
can't bet against it. And until the Timberwolves get that offensive star power, because yeah, they're great defensively, they're not the best in the world offensively. It's the Anthony Edwards show while Karl Anthony Towns gets a 3-pointer in the corner. That's pretty much what happens. And that's not going to beat the Denver Nuggets. I hate to say it. Like, yeah, you're fantastic defensively, but you got to be able to hoop on the other end of the ball. And I still think the Timberwolves are there yet.
Yeah, that's the same reason I say. I think Ant can have a great series because he had a great series I almost said semester last season, last season against the Nuggets, but it can't just be him. It's got to be a full team effort. And look, Cat be shaky in the playoffs, and if he's shaky again, they can't beat the Nuggets with a shaky Cat. So with a shaky Carl Anthony Towns.
That's wild. But now, for our last matchup of the divisional round, I have Clippers Mavericks, but Everton has Clippers Thunder. And I think the Clippers beat the Mavericks in 6 games. Luka's still gonna Luka, don't get me wrong, but I think this team just I know like every team wants in the playoffs this could be considered a lazy first take,
Hmm.
but I just think this Clippers team wanted so bad. It's like all these stars that just want a ring. They're just gonna be hooping at a different level. Kawhi's an unreal playoff riser. This team just has players that I can rely on, and they could score offensively. They could still be great on the perimeter defensive wise, and I just don't think the Mavericks are deep enough to get past a team like the Clippers. So I have the Clippers going in 6.
And on my side, I still have the Clippers going through, even if it's OKC. While I love my team, I think with the Clippers, like the Mavericks, I was a bit more confident we could beat. With the Clippers, I'm like, nah, that experience. And I know, like you said, everybody wants to win in the playoffs. That's obvious. But this Clippers team is on a different level of like, yo, we just want to win. Like, we don't care about nothing else but trying to get these dubs. So I think with the inexperience of OKC, that in a series like that, yeah, I feel like we lose in 5 or 6. I feel like
Wow.
I feel like we're good enough to get a game or two off of them, but I feel like I don't know if we can go the distance with them. And I guess to kind of talk about your series in a small light, Luka hasn't beaten the Clippers in the playoffs. Like he's had what 3 series or 2 or 3 series against them, and he hates the Clippers. Let's get that out the way. If you know anything about Luka, he hates that team, bro. He might not say it or anything, but the way in which this dude plays against the Clippers, he
Mhm.
has to hate that team. But he always ends up losing, and not because of him. Definitely not because of him. But yeah, I'd take the Clippers. So we have the same. No, we have different conference finals in a way difference. One difference.
Wait, you don't have Nuggets Clippers?
No, I have Nuggets Clippers, but on the other
Oh,
side,
okay.
I'll
I
talk
get what you're
about.
saying now. I was like, wait. I was not listening. I would have felt
Yeah,
bad.
yeah. No, no, no.
Yeah. So let's go to the conference. We have complete different conference finals.
Hmm.
You have the Celtics and the Heat. Is that correct?
Yep.
Who's going to the finals?
Uh, what's crazy? This would be the trilogy too.
Yeah.
That's a tough one, bro. I know I keep saying this and this sounds like kind of glazed, but it's so hard to bet against the Heat, bro. Like this is an 8 seed team that was up 3-0 on the Celtics team last year.
Uh-huh.
Like, how am I supposed to say they can't beat them?
Because the Celtics has Porzingis and Drew Holiday now.
And Drew Holiday now. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that could really come down to because now like the Celtics have like the one of the best defensive personnels. I feel like this would be a dogfight. Like this would be trench, like you said with the Knicks Celtics. Same thing with the Knicks Heat. I mean not Knicks Heat, Celtics Heat. But I think I'm gonna say the Celtics because of the same. I can't say they'll beat the Knicks and not the Heat. You know,
Yeah.
because it's kind of the same matchup, not exact same, but like kind of the same concept, except the Heat are less talented than the Knicks. So for my same reason, I'm gonna stay consistent. I'm gonna go Celtics mm, in 7. We'll roll with 7.
Yeah, I
Celtics
respect
in
7
7.
games. I love the Heat as well. I was in love with that Cleveland Cavalier team, so it's kind of hard for me to have a Heat advance. And that's what's going to leave me with the Knicks Cavs, a rematch from last year, and where the Cavs got spanked. And I do have the Knicks advancing, but I think this is in 7 games. As I said, this is not the same Cleveland team we last saw last year, and it's certainly not the same New York team we saw last year. But all those Cleveland Cavaliers guys that took it a step up and found a little bit of a bench. So they're going to put up more of a fight. I think these are my 2 favorite teams in the East. Not the 2 best. I still think the Celtics are better than the Cavs, but these are my 2 favorite
Hmm.
teams to watch. And they're
Hmm.
going to hoop in the playoffs. But the Knicks, they're just so deep and so good defense. Like, I think they're better on both sides of the ball compared to Cleveland, who I think is better defensively, but not the best offensively. So I have the Knicks in 7 games. It's going to be a fight. And the Knicks in the finals, who thought we'd ever see that?
Wow, bro. Wow. Knicks finals, we will be there. Honestly,
Oh,
I will
we
be
will be
there.
there no matter what.
We will be there. I'm not mad at it. Like the Knicks, they're gonna to beat any team in the East, so it honestly could go either way for them.
Absolutely. And now to the conference finals, we have the exact same. We're going to see the one seeded Denver Nuggets against the third seeded Los Angeles Clippers. Everton, I will let you go first here.
Okay, so I know I've been bringing up the Nuggets, reigning champs, reigning champs, reigning champs. I got the Clippers, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Whoa.
Now the thing is, man, actually no. This is so tough. This go. I'm gonna say this now. This is going to seven. I'm
Absolutely.
gonna go
No
seven
question.
for this one. So it's either way. Nah, the Nuggets have Jokic, bro. And nobody on the Clippers team is stopping Jokic. Like legit nobody.
Mhm.
It hurts me because I look for me, I want either the Clippers or the Thunder to win a championship this season. But I'm gonna go Nuggets, bro. Like there's just nobody there. Like Zubac is cool. He is not stopping Jokic. Like he's not stopping Jokic. And even Jamal Murray, like unless Kawhi and PG both guard him, it's gonna be tough for Harden to guard him. And hey, Westbrook's a good defender, but he's a defender. He can play defense,
Mhm.
right? And but I don't know how much minutes he's gonna be able to get against the Nuggets when his offensive impact can be a little up and down sometimes, you know?
Mhm.
So if he's not getting consistent minutes, and who's guarding Jamal Murray? And then you got guys like, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon. Like there's just so many guys on this, not so many, but there's guys on this team that I'm just like, So I'm gonna go Nuggets in seven. It's hard to it's because they have no one to stop Jokic. If they had at least a like I know it's not Rudy Gobert, like if they had like a defensive big that I could be like, yeah, he can at least do something, then I'd be a little bit more confident. But bro, Jokic could dominate the Clippers because they have just a lack of bigs. So I'm going Nuggets.
Happy you said that, Everton, because I have the Los Angeles Clippers in 7 games. I didn't think you'd say it. I just I think when it comes to defenders guarding the perimeter, I'm more confident in the Clippers in that scenario,
Yeah.
while vice versa, it's like, oh, who's guarding Kawhi? Michael Porter Jr.? Nuh-uh. Mm-mm. So I think it's gonna need a big reliance on Aaron Gordon, but I think it's like having to stop Paul George and Kawhi. I think it's gonna be a
Mm,
difficult task for them. And like James Harden is still there. The Clippers have a much better bench. I think people don't talk about enough. Like the Denver Nuggets bench is not the same that it was last season. I think that's a big thing to come down to in this Clippers game because yeah, it's like who's gonna stop Jokic, but like when they need a quick breather, the Clippers are still gonna be able to get consistent points. I don't think I can trust in the Denver Nuggets.
mm.
This is such a 50-50 matchup though. Every game betting odds are gonna be 50-50, no
Oh
question about it.
man,
But I am going for the Clippers because it's so hard to repeat. I don't think that gets brought up enough. Having to go back to
it
back,
is.
it's been done before,
Yeah.
absolutely. It's so
Hmm.
tough, and the Western Conference is no joke. And the
Yeah.
Clippers, they just have that dog. They just have it. And so I have the Clippers advancing very slight. Like I can make an argument for both sides. Like there's not one. It's like, oh, you're crazy for that take because these are the two best teams in the West. I'm not like last like with the other side. I was like, oh, these are two of my favorite teams. I still think can win. These are the two best teams in the West, convincingly.
Yeah. 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 So okay, I got two questions for you then.
Okay.
Now, one of these is like kind of a troll question. So, did you ever consider the 2020 bubble?
Nope. There's your answer. Nope. That's a
That
fake
was
ring,
that was a
anyways. It
troll.
shouldn't count in LeBron's legacy.
Oh
The
my,
bubble's fake. I'm playing. I'm playing. I'm playing.
comments about to look crazy. But
Yeah.
the other question for me is why I just so did you consider like playoff risers and chokers and well risers in Jamal and Jokic and chokers in three of the four guys,
See,
Harden,
that
PG.
I did. That's one of my biggest worries heading into this. But it's just like okay, so this could just me BSing, but here's my thought process is like they all kind of have a similar story with each other, like they were like the number one guys on teams that like sold and couldn't get it done. Now they're all on the same team and they all like they get each other, It's like they don't have to be the guys. Like if one's kind of having shaky, there's another guy they can give a chance to. There's another guy they can give a chance to. And they have Kawhi Leonard, who's one of the best playoff risers we've ever seen. So they have that on their own, and they all have number one guy on a team experience, and it can still play at that level. So I think they have more number one guys, and they have more perimeter defenders I can trust in. I think Jokic is still going to have a field day, but if it's just Jokic versus everybody else, I could think I can still trust everybody else.
That's fair. I ain't mad.
It's
I was
it's so
wondering.
close. Like I could
It
easily
is.
make an argument for the Nuggets as well. It's just
Yeah, yeah. It's extremely close. It could go either way.
so now we have a final of the Celtics and the Nuggets.
For me,
Yeah.
ugh, dang, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna live and die by these predictions, so I don't really care too much. But who on that Celtics team is stopping you? Jokic, that's aura, bro. Jokic is just
Yeah.
like what am I supposed to do? Like all I can think is who's stopping Jokic and who's
Yeah.
stopping Jamal. But you know what? Jamal gonna have a tough series in that one.
Yo, Derek White,
Imagine.
Andrew Holiday. Like I hate to say it against Jamal as a playoff riser. He's not existent.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna lie though. I'm gonna so okay, here's my reason. Uh, I'm more this is a close one too. Probably another 7 game or 6 game or whatever you want to call it. The reason why I'm pulling hairs, right? I picked the Nuggets over the Clippers because of Jokic, and I don't know how the Clippers would play defense on Jamal or what they would decide to do there. But with the Celtics, they have even more perimeter defenders than the Clippers do. Like
Mm,
Drew Holiday and Derek White might be the two best guard defenders in the league, period. Jaylen Brown is no slouch. Now he's not as phenomenal, but like he can play defense, right? And then Jason Tatum is like borderline all defense, right?
mhm,
And then Porzingis can block some shots, and he's not like slow-footed, he's athletic.
mhm,
Al Horford's old, so I'm not gonna like thrash on him or whatever. But nonetheless, like the only thing is both of these teams, one, don't have the deepest benches, so that's not really gonna come into play here. But with the Celtics having even more defense than the Clippers do, it's hard for me to argue that they can't get it done against the Nuggets. It's just this guy Jokic is holding a cloud over this for me. I'm not gonna lie. But with them having the defensive firepower that's even more than the Clippers and can basically keep up with the Clippers offensively when you look at who's on the team, as long as a certain someone doesn't sell, and that someone is Jason Tatum.
mhm.
I could see the Celtics winning this in 7.
Yeah, respectfully to Jason Tatum, if you sell out the series, it's over. I hate to be that
Yeah,
guy. It's just the Nuggets don't have the perimeter defense for you, so this has to be your series to cement yourself as a top player in the league.
yeah.
And I would also take Celtics in that one personally. I'm not gonna elaborate too much on it because we have different finals. Because
Mhm.
I have a Clippers Knicks finals I got to get to.
Go
So
ahead.
very, we're reaching on this. I don't want to go chalk here just because that's what's fun about this time in the NBA is like there's just so many good players that anything can happen. That's why we're seeing AC
Literally.
teams like the Heat's going to the finals.
Hmm.
And here we have two deep teams full of stars. It's just when it comes to this one, I trust the Clippers star power more. So I have the Clippers in 6. And that's gonna unless you want to add on, I'm not gonna dive too much into it because not to be that guy. But we have spent a lot of time talking about
We
this.
have,
And
and
we
I'm
have
I'm
3 more segments.
yeah, I'm cool ending here. I feel like we
Yeah.
we got through all the things we needed to.
Yeah,
So I
so we
agree.
have a Celtics champion and a Clippers champion. I'd
Yeah.
much rather see the Clippers one. I hate the Celtics.
Me
So
too. I would much rather see the Clippers as well.
Kevin Garnett's gonna celebrate like he won the ring, bro. Like, yeah, can't have that in my lifetime. I would hate that. Thank you so much for tuning into this segment of the 5 Out Podcast. I am Joey LeMaster, and me and Everton are so thankful for your guys' support. If you want to keep supporting us, please check out the full podcast on Spotify and follow our TikTok account. Both of those will be in the bio, and make sure to leave a like and stay smooth.